all the gas is all over him. He's like, oh no, just starts coughing and screaming his ass off. Terry's like, that's not good. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I also wanted to let you know that not only do I create content here on Class in the Glass, but I also stream content in my Twitch channel, Mr. Revan7. I play single-player games, multiplayer games, and I also do movie reviews and cartoon reviews as well. I also want to encourage you to check out my Patreon, Class in the Glass, where I offer audio commentaries, full reactions for movies, and also the ability to submit questions for my video casts and podcasts. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and enjoy the video. But now, my friends, let's get to the good stuff, chat. Let's get to Batman Beyond Episode 2, Rebirth Part 2. Kind of get you caught up, chat. It's Gotham City set. It's like Neo-Gotham, chat, set pretty much 40 years after the events of the original animated series, chat. Justice League, all those people. Bruce Wayne has retired the mantle of Batman for 20 years, chat. He seems to have some sort of heart disease, and Batman has not been in Gotham for those 20 years, chat. And sadly, crime has returned. Everything that Bruce Wayne, everything that Batman stood for, chat, everything he tried to stop, it just kept on going. Crime still existed, chat. Specters from the past returned, more powerful than ever. Wearing villains of the... paying homage to the villains of the past, chat. You have Joker gangs now roaming Gotham, tearing apart. And you have these people in positions of power that are still abusing the citizens of Gotham. And we have an elderly, bitter, mean Bruce Wayne who thinks he thinks himself just as powerless as the citizens of Gotham, chat. But there's a new person that could take on the mantle, chat. One Terry McGinnis, and he wants revenge, chat. He wants revenge. He wants to bring justice to his father's murderer, chat. Warren McGinnis was taken from him, possibly framed by Derek Powers, chat, who has wrested control of Wayne Enterprises, now Wayne Power Enterprises, chat, from Bruce Wayne. What are we gonna do? We left Terry McGinnis. He was standing at the gates of Wayne Manor, chat, basically begging Bruce for his help, and was receiving no answer. Just saying, like, you were no Batman. If you were Batman, you would help stop something like this. You're just a crazy, bitter old man. Walked away, chat. But as we learned last episode, chat, as we saw, those gates opened up, and a whole new world opened up for this young Terry McGinnis. And he walked through, and then we cut, chat, immediately. We're in the Batcave. And Bruce Wayne, he's analyzing the data that was given to him by Terry McGinnis. And he learns that apparently, chat, in secret, Derek Powers, who, by the way, is literally an even more evil version than Lex Luthor. Chat, I'm like, oh my God. This is if Lex Luthor, instead of being the main villain to Superman, was the main villain to Batman. And Derek, this episode, I was like, holy shit, this episode is very dark. Like, you thought the previous one was dark, chat? It's like, there's some really disturbing shit that they do that's also subtle, that's implied, like some Chernobyl level shit, chat. Like, you know that series from HBO, which was amazing, Chernobyl, the miniseries? I'm like, oh my God, I don't remember any of this when I first watched as a kid. I mean, maybe it just went over my head, chat. I didn't realize what I was watching. But as an adult, I'm like, this is the kid. I love it, chat, because when this series first came out, it boggles my mind. People were saying, oh, this is the kiddie Batman show. This is like the teenage Batman. It's like, this is the darkest thing that Bruce Timm and his writers and all of his people ever did for the DCAU, chat. I mean, even Batman Beyond Return the Joker is dark as hell. But I'm like, this is kind of disturbing. Even I'll be like, how did they get away with this in the 90s? I have no idea. But it opens up, and Bruce, he is analyzing the data, chat, and apparently Derek Powers, he's been creating weapons in secret, chat. He created this nerve toxin that targets everything. Not only does it poison and disintegrate plants, chat, flora, it also attacks livestock, chat. Melts livestock. There's a scene in the episode that we'll get to in a minute. And also, chat, it affects people. It melts people. and Bruce is the first time he is so enraged by this. And the thing is, he blames himself because he's been so negligent in his running of Wayne Enterprise. He gave it up to someone like Derek Powers, chat, and he's become so old and bitter because of his loneliness and the choices that he made years ago, alienated so many people that he just didn't care anymore. And it's just like, oh my God, this version of Bruce Wayne, it's very sad. When you go back and watch Batman animated series, Shadow Justice League, and you know how he's going to end up and how he spent many years alone. It's sad. I mean, it makes sense for the character they established, chat, but it's just like, yeah, it was all right in front of us. And just to see it like this, I'm like, wow, I just have a real appreciation for this show. And if you've never watched it before, do it. Because I'm 2 episodes in, I'm like, I gotta start watching this again. I'm very impressed with the chat. I know I'm not. I'll go in the nitty gritty details, but I know I keep praising it. But I'm very impressed, especially when you have this content. Because I've been watching the Batman animated series and see how it evolved to this. It's incredible. But he's so enraged by this, and Terry's like, because Bruce is talking to Terry, but Terry's behind him, and he turns around and he's like, McGinnis, and he sees Terry. He's opened up the costume cases, and Bruce immediately stands up. He goes, "Get away from there!" And he's just like, because Terry starts talking about the Batman Beyond suit, the last suit that Bruce ever wore, and he starts going down all these specific details. Like, Terry's not an idiot. He's not as smart as Bruce. No one's as smart as Bruce, but he's smart, and he's pointing out all this thing, like all the technology that's used on, like, everything from the robot boosters, the armor, the amplified strength and things. He even points some stuff out that is like, oh, this helps with your heart too. So it kept you in check, so you don't have a fucking heart attack when you put this on. Apparently, it amplifies your strength 10 times. And if you're not careful, you can fucking explode people if you punch them. So it's kind of cool how Batman literally built himself an Iron Man suit. It looks like cloth, but it's all mechanical, chat. It's interesting. They just have to. It's just done in that Bruce Timm style. Very sleek, very sleek. And Terry says, like, even though this suit's 20 years old, it's ahead of its time. So it's crazy to think that Batman thought decades and decades and decades ahead to create something like this, and how it's still to this day more advanced and a lot of technology in this dystopian society that Earth has become. And Bruce is like, get away from that case. And Terry is like, listen. Well, aren't you gonna go out there and stop him? And he says, Batman. He looks at I love it. He looks at his old costume and says, I don't do that anymore. And it's like, what are we gonna do? And this is great. This is a great fucking name drop here, Chad. He gives the data to Terry, and he says, take that to Commissioner Barbara Gordon. She'll know what to do with it. So they establish this before we see Barbara, Chad, who is excellent, by the way, in the series, and she's just not as bitter as Bruce, but there is a lot of history between them. You can tell. I don't think she wanted her life to turn out this way either, but lo and behold, it did. But yeah, and he's like, well, we're going to take this to the cops? Man, they might be on the take. And Bruce snaps on me, goes, Barbara would never be on the take. So he still has that loyalty to her, which I appreciate. And he goes, Fine, I'll do that. I don't know what I expected from you. And he fucking leaves, and just Bruce, he just does what he does best, chat, just broods the entire time, just sitting in the Batcave, just thinking. Eventually, we see that Terry, he's left, and he's walking down the street, chat, and then all of a sudden, this car immediately veers into another lane and is coming straight toward him. He goes, holy shit, and it goes right by him, chat, and just by him, almost fucking hits him. And he backs up, chat, and who does he back up into? The person who is his father's killer, but doesn't realize it yet. She doesn't realize it. His name's Mr. Fix, by the way. Fix it. Go kill that. Go fix the problem. Murder that man for me. And he grabs Terry McGinnis and goes, the boss would like to speak with you. And Terry's like, get your fucking hands off me, you goddamn sicko, you pervert. I'm like, oh my God. There's like, Terry's like yelling at him, just like, help, help, help. He's just screaming, chat, for help, because this giant man just grabbed him, chat. And it's like, is he going to be fucking molested or something? And the doors open and the car opened up. He's like, oh, Mr. McGinnis, you know that you shouldn't be doing that. There's no one here to help you. And he's like, but I can help you, Mr. McGinnis. And of course, it's Derek Powers, chat. And Derek Powers, he's not fucking around. He's like, listen, I knew your father. Sorry for what happened to him. He's not even any, like, emotion in his voice. No, sarcasm in his voice. Like, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I know you have the data, okay? I know your father had it. You're going to give it to me right now. Or I'll kill you. And he's just right up out. He's just like, I'll kill you right now. I don't give a shit. And Terry's like, all right, Jesus Christ. All right. And he takes it from his boot. He was keeping a secret. He takes it out. He's like, here you go. And he fucking elbows Mr. Fix right in the balls, chat. Right, goes, ooh! I mean, probably his testicular torsion, chat. He's got to get some of the balls removed. Just hits him so god. Mr. Fix is not having babies, chat. He's not having babies anytime soon, chat. He's not passing on his seed to anyone else. And Terry just fucking takes off running. And the goddamn guards, they come out, chat, and they just start blasting at Terry, just straight up trying to murder him, chat. In the middle of traffic, cars are going off the fucking freeway. And Terry, he's like, I have to jump. He jumps off, chat. Thankfully, there was another building right there. He goes on. He's on the ledge, and he just runs away. And Derek Powell's like, forget it. We have the data. We'll deal with him and his family later. We got to go to a meeting. We got to go to that meeting right now, okay? We got to get this fucking material out of Wayne Enterprises now, or it's my fucking ass. And so they leave. Meanwhile, we cut back to Wayne, and then we see Terry, chat. He's hiding. He's like, and he doesn't have the data. He can't give her the Barbara Gordon, chat, so he has none of the evidence. But he does have a plan. He has an idea of a plan, at least in his mind. Then we cut back to Wayne Manor, chat. Bruce, I just love how Wayne Manor looks now, because without Alfred, everything's just fallen into disarray. Like, so much of his furniture just has all these sheets on him, because he always sits in the one fucking chair every day, has the one table, has his TV, that's about it, chat. And he just, always in darkness. There's never a goddamn light on in Wayne Manor. And he's just here eating this fucking pea soup, just miserable, watching the TV. And apparently this dignitary, chat, this leader from this, it almost feels like they're implying that the Soviet Union came back again. Kind of like this Eastern European or Central European country, chat, that is a little nebulous, with its control over its people, and apparently it's human rights abuses, is visiting Gotham City. And apparently this person is meeting with Derek Powers, owner, and Bruce is like, fuck that, owner of Wayne Enterprise. And he's like, God damn it. Just looking at this shit, he even stops eating because he can't eat anymore. But then, chat, he hears something outside. He hears, run. Here's Ace barking. He's like, what? And he gets up, he fucking just waddles over, opens the window, and he sees that Ace has been tied to the gate by a rope, and he goes, what the hell? And he doesn't go out there, He doesn't go out there to get Ace. He has the batarang on hand. I love this. He always keeps batarangs on him, chat. Never know when you're going to use them. And he fucking he still got it, chat. He throws the batarang, severs the rope. Ace comes running. And he's like, what is it, boy? And Ace immediately starts sniffing, because apparently someone has entered Wayne Manor, and Bruce just didn't know. And they start sniffing, and he goes right next to the grandfather clock, and Bruce is like, ah, shit. He moves the clock down there, chat. He goes down there. He sees some of the lights are still on. He goes, oh, my God. And he goes right over to the set of suits, chat, and the Batman Beyond suit is missing. He goes, fuck! And then it cuts. It cuts, chat. And we see Terry, which is beautiful, chat, gliding over Neo Gotham. But he's not very articulate, chat. This is the first time he's ever worn the bat suit, and he's fucking up. I mean, look, we got to get into the action and shit, but I love that they at least initially said, okay, that's the first time he's wearing something like this. He's not going to have full control of it, chat. The suit does a lot of things for him. There's no doubt about that, but he's like, ah, shit, ah, God. And, like, he's gliding from building to building, chat, until he finally figures out how to activate the jet boots, because his destination, chat, is the tallest building in all of Neo Gotham, and that's the Wayne Enterprises building, or Wayne Powers Enterprises building. And he goes up there, chat, and the Batsuit has some cool new abilities, chat. Has this this cool recording system where we're able, apparently it's connected to the gloves. We're able to touch the window and hear all the conversations inside it as if they were just standing right next to you, chat. It's really cool and used throughout the series. So even the subtle, small things, I just really dig about this new advanced Batsuit, chat. And he touches it. It also has a cloaking mechanism too, which I don't know if they show it in this episode yet, but eventually he could turn invisible and things. But he puts it against the window, he hears the conversation. And it's that dignitary, chat, from that Central Eastern European country who's visiting Wayne Enterprises. He's buying the deadly nerve toxin that's being created by Derek Powers. Mr. Fix-It's there, and the guy's like, I've come a long way. You said you have this to sell to me. I like to see it being tested. And Derek Powers is like, I got you, man. He puts up this little recording, or not this video, chat, basically. Shows her what it does to plant life. Fucking disintegrates it, chat. Poison ivy would be fucking pissed. And he goes, well, useful, but, I would prefer to not only destroy our enemy's crops, but also other things as well. And Derek Powell's like, I got you, boy. I got you. And I'm like, oh, God. Cuts to a video of a cow, a calf, chat. Not like a cow, a baby cow. A little calf just is like, moo. Just adorable, chat. And then the gas is put into the little box it's in, and we cut to the guy's face, and he goes, and that's all you need. That's all you need to soak it. She's not going to show a fucking baby cow melting on a cartoon. They're not going to, unless, it's a different kind of cartoon, rated R or something like that, chat. But I love that. It's like the subtlety where you just see the guy's face and he goes, as the baby cow melts in front of his eyes, and the guy goes, okay, well, clearly it affects, flora and fauna, livestock, very useful, but what about people? And Derek Powers is like, oh, I got you. Remember Mr. Tully, chat, from last episode? Mr. Tully, who was the one who had all those black splotches on his skin. Looked like he had some kind of skin disease, and he was trying to warn Warren McGinnis before he was taken away by Mr. Fix and brought to Derek Powers' chat. Oh, we find out what happens to him in the scene. And the guy, I love it. I love it, chat. It's some real maniacal villain-esque shit. He has these Polaroids. I don't know why you have fucking Polaroids in Neo Gotham, but he has them. And he's like, we can't, because I love how he starts out. It's like, we're not as enlightened as your country, doing human tests. But we did have a worker who was exposed to the gas. And he says, here he was after the first hour. This is what we originally saw him, chat, with all the black splotches all over his body, like little specks everywhere, like little big spots on his face. And here he was an hour later. And the splotches have increased, chat. They're even bigger than ever. And here he was 6 hours later, and the guy goes, oh. And I love it. Thank you, Doug, for the 5 minutes. If it can disintegrate a cow, I'm pretty sure it could do the same with people. They want to be specific. They want to make sure. And here's the guy the next day. And the guy goes, oh, my God. And he goes, as you can tell, it's quite effective. And, yeah, Mr. Tully, he was useful, but no longer useful to us anymore. So he fucking died. He disintegrated, chat. And I love it. He's like, dust to dust. It's like, fuck. And then he gives the pictures to Mr. Fix, who then burns them, chat. Like, this is evidence. I never want to see that again. Just, man, Derek, underrated DC animated villain, chat. Just a bastard, chat. And the guy goes, when can we expect a shipment? And Derek Powers is like, we're already shipping it right now. I'm going down there to the docking station to make sure that the order is sent to your country right away. He goes, thank you, Mr. Powers. I will enjoy our next meeting. And Derek Powers is like, I shall as well. And the guy leaves and he goes, have you found the kid yet? And he goes, we're working on it. He's like, good, okay. I don't want anything to go wrong here, okay? This could open up the entire Eastern Bloc to Wayne Powers Enterprises, all right? So I don't want some snot-nosed little fucking brat, with a justice complex to fuck up this thing. And Mr. Fix is like, listen, okay, I'll take care of the kid like I took care of his father. And Terry's like, ooh, he knows, Chad, he knows. But then, because Terry, he gets spotted by the patrol, Chad. They're like, oh, it's fucking Batman? And they immediately start shooting him. They're like, holy shit. And they start shooting him, Chad. And all the explosions going off and everything. And Terry's like, oh, Jesus God. And because he's trying to get full control of the suit, he doesn't really know what he's doing yet. And he lands in this kind of docking area, chat, and he hides in this, like, little warehouse. And these guys are all fucking looking for him. And then, Derek Prowse, he has no idea what's going on. He's like, what the hell? Picks up his cell phone, chat. Yeah, cell phone. He's like, what the hell's going on here? And he's like, Batman? Of course, Batman. He hangs up. Apparently, Batman's here. Mr. Fix is like, the Batman? Is this or some person who thinks they are? Take care of it. I got to make sure the shipment gets to that country on time. And so now, chat, Terry's just playing. It's a cat and mouse game. All these guards are now patrolling Wayne Enterprises, trying to find him, chat. And then all of a sudden, boop, Bruce starts talking to him. He's like, give me back my goddamn suit. And he goes, and Terry's like, who the hell is this? Who the hell is this? It's fucking Bruce Wayne. You've taken my property. And he's like, listen, all right, I have to do this, okay? This is my only chance to get justice for my father. And Bruce is like, I don't give a shit, okay? You stole that. I told you not to touch this thing. I told you to take the evidence to Barbara Gordon, and now you're doing this. Get your ass back here now. And, Terry's like, sorry, a little busy. And he fucking goes out there chatting. Listen, Terry's not as smart as Bruce. They showcase after the series. He's still a smart kid, and he's definitely street smart, chat. And he's a fucking fighter, because he fights dirty, too. And he beats the shit out of these guys, chat. It's a very different fighting stance than Batman. But he is just punching people in the balls, chat, going for necks, trying to incapacitate them eyes just as quickly as possible, chat, in the dirtiest way possible. And he's all these guys are just falling one after the other, chat. And they're getting pissed off at him, chat. Nothing can piss you off more than getting kicked in the balls by Batman. And these guys are like, fuck it. Fuck, no, the biggest of the guards is like, nah, he's mine, goddamn. He kicked me in the goddamn balls. And this one guy's just going right at Terry. And Terry's even like, come on. I love that. It's so subtle, Che. He's going like, come on. Do it. Do it. Thank you, Josh, for the 200 biddies. And then all of a sudden, chat, we cut back to Bruce, who opens up the switch on the back computer. Boop, shuts down the suit. It's very similar to Iron Man's armor. And Terry's like, I can't move. And then all of a sudden, chat, the guy just starts punching Terry in the face just over and over and over again. And Terry's just like, Bruce! He's just screaming Bruce's name. And like, thank God, apparently these guys can't hear him. He's like, Bruce! What the hell did you do? He's like, it's an emergency shutdown switch, just in case someone acquires the suit or someone who shouldn't be wearing it is wearing it. And he's like, Bruce, listen to me. They're fucking killing me. And Bruce, chat, not doing a thing. He's just sitting. I love it. It just shows how far he's come. Thank you, Jay Bird, for the host. Appreciate that. It just shows how far Bruce has come in his life. Well, like how fallen. How he's just not the same person. We see him in the Batcave, chat, just sitting there, hearing Terry scream and being punched and kicked and beaten over and over and over again, all over the audio, chat, and he's just sitting there, just dead-eyed, and just like, well, looks like he's gonna die. And the kid's like, please, they're gonna fucking kill me. And Bruce is like, he has to think about it, though. He has to think about it, chat. And right, the guy, he grabs his goddamn assault rifle, chat, aims it at Terry's face, and then Bruce thankfully flips the switch in time, and Terry's just like, shway. And he gets up, chat, and he just starts beating the shit out of these guys, and he's like, he takes them all out. And Bruce is like, okay, listen, there's a broom closet right near you, okay, go to it. Broom closet? You're gonna trap me in here? He's like, just go. And Terry goes right to that broom closet, chat, opens the door, shuts the door, and they're still looking for him and everything. And he's like, great, now I'm locked in here, what am I supposed to do? And he goes, there's a door, go to the far left wall and press hard on it. And Terry does just that, chat. It's a revolving wall. Goes through it, guards enter, none the wiser. And eventually, Bruce says, okay, I got you out of there, now bring the suit back. And Terry's like, I can't do that, Mr. Wayne. He's like, God damn it, I will shut the suit down again, and I'll shut it down for good. And he goes, Mr. Wayne, listen, all right, I read up on you before. All right, I know what happened to your parents. And Bruce, he's like, shit. Bruce is like, God damn it. He's like, I read about you, your history, everything, okay? I'm trying to do this for my dad. I'm trying to do this for my family. The guy who did it is here, and I can stop him. I can stop all of this right now. Just please let me do this. And Bruce is like, okay. I love it. Bruce is like, after all that, chat, fucking gets it with the parents, chat. Bruce is like 80 years old. He's like 75 years old. And the parents, the death of his parents, chat, as an 8-year-old boy, it still haunts him to this day. It's like, Jesus, Bruce, you got problems, man. And he's like, all right, I'll help you, kid. I got your back. And Terry's like, hell yeah. And because he asked Bruce, okay, where's the docking station that they're probably making the shipment at? And Bruce is like, it's probably here. And Terry goes there. Meanwhile, we cut to their chat, and they're loading up all the nerve poison in there. To fly over to that Eastern Bloc country, and then Terry, he's also like, can he walk upside down? He's like Sticky. He's kind of like Sticky Spider-Man, and he's like holding himself upside down, chat, like listening to the conversation, everything for Mr. Fix and Derek Powers. Apparently, Mr. Fix, he's going to be taking the shipment over himself. along with a whole squad of Wayne Enterprise guards. But then the fucking guards, they spot Terry, or they spot, Batman. And it's weird for me not to say, like, because Bruce is Batman, but Terry's Batman, so they spot Terry. I'm going to call him Terry from now on. It's hard to, like, but who is the true Batman? But anyway. They spot him, chat, and Terry, he starts fucking, fighting all these guys trying to avoid their everything. And Derek Powers is like, load up as much of the nerve gas as you can get on there, okay? And eventually, Terry, he gets right in front of Derek Powers and Mr. Fix. Mr. Fix, Derek Powers is like, fucking get on there. I'll deal with him. And Derek Powers just takes out a fucking pistol and just starts shooting him, just trying to hit him. Terry's, ducking behind all this stuff. Eventually takes out a battering, throws it at Derek Powers, chat, because Bruce is like, click on your hand, click on the innermost region of your palm. Terry does that, like Spider-Man, produces a batarang. It's pretty goddamn cool, and he throws at Derek Powers, and Derek Powers just, he's a goddamn good shot, chat. Boom, he's like shooting skeet. And, Terry's like, shit, this guy's pretty goddamn good. And so he's ducking behind some more stuff and everything. But Powers is looking for him, and Terry's just like, shit. Derek Powers sees him and goes, game over, Batman. Starts shooting him in chat. Terry just fucking grabs the nerve gas and just fucking throws it at him. And Derek Powers, not realizing what it is, shoots it in midair and just, all the gas is all over him. He's like, oh no! And just starts coughing and screaming his ass off. And Terry's like, ooh, that's not good. But then Terry, he sees that the goddamn hovercraft, chat's taken off in the air. It's gonna be delivering all that nerve toxin to the country. And he's like, fuck that. Mr. Fix is on there, and he boards that shit. Trying to get inside. Meanwhile, we cut to Mr. Powers, who is just. And he sees it all, like his skin starts has all those black splotches. He's like, help me, please. And everyone's like, fuck that, dude. They start running out of there, chat. Got what he fucking deserved. Chat. And so then we cut back to Terry, who's trying to force his way into the ship and everything. Mr. Fix is like, God damn it. And he's like, how am I going to get this guy off of me? And they're right over Gotham Harbor, chat. Eventually, Terry does get inside, and he does a cool move, chat, where he runs up and he kicks the chair so hard that it instantly spins around, and Terry grabs it and is about to punch whoever's in there. It's really slick. It was a cool little animated bit right there. But Mr. Fix isn't on there, chat. And Terry looks, it's on autopilot, and then boom, fucking crowbar to the back of the head, chat. They still have crowbars in the future. And then him and Mr. Fix, they start fucking fighting. And, Terry's just like, I'm taking you in for the fucking murder of Warren McGinnis. And he's just like, the murder of Warren McGinnis, that guy? Oh, Jesus, listen, kid, I've been killing people for fucking years. You think you're going to pin that on me? Some nobody? And that sets Terry off, chat. And he just starts punching the shit out of him. Mr. Fix is like, okay, you want to play rough? Let's fucking play rough. And he takes out these oh God, what are they? These electrified brass knuckles. And he starts wailing on Terry, but Terry's trying to avoid him. He's getting a lot of body shots to him. And Terry eventually just hits him so hard in the face that Mr. Fix, he falls back, chat, hits the controls, and just electrocutes himself. And Terry's like, oh shit, the whole fucking plane hovercraft's going down over Gotham Harbor. He's like, I gotta get out of here. It's too late. He blasts out of there, chat. Well, Mr. Fix, he's like, just still getting shocked, crashes into the water, chat. Eventually, and all the fucking toxin starts coming out, like the containers and everything, and the water's just filling up the ship. And Mr. Fix is like, no! And Terry's like, yeah, fuck you. He let him die, chat, clearly. Well, and then Mr. Fix, because of all the stuff and debris, crushes him, chat, and because of the pressure in the harbor, boom, explodes, and he's fucking dead. Eventually, chat, we cut to the home of Mary McGinnis, chat, Terry McGinnis' mom. She knocks on Terry's door. Apparently, he's been sleeping. Just got home not that long ago, chat. And Mary's like, I'm sorry to wake you, Terry, but there's actually someone here to see you. And he's like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, it's Mr. Bruce Wayne. He's like, oh, shit. And he walks out and he sees Mom, serving Bruce Wayne coffee. And Bruce puts on this whole facade. Like, he's still the charmer, Chet. He's still the charmer, even in his old age. He's trying to maintain that facade constantly. And she's like, I'm sorry, I don't have any cream for your coffee. He goes, I just have milk. And he goes, I preferred Mary. No, this is excellent coffee. Thank you. She's like, oh, thank you, Mr. Wayne. He goes, of course, of course. Oh, Terrence. It's so good to see you, Terrence. And Terry's like, oh, hi. He's like, I'm sorry to wake you in these early hours. I'm a bit of a night owl myself. And he goes, yeah, no problem. And, Mary's just like, Terry, why didn't you tell me you didn't know Bruce Wayne? And he's like, I'm sorry, I just forgot to mention it. And, he's like, no, I understand. You have a very humble boy, Mrs. McGinnis. Terrence, he saved me a couple of days ago. I was being accosted by these hooligans. They call themselves Jokers, I believe. Oh, God, terrible, terrible people. And he saved my life. And I offered him everything from money to a job, and he was so humble. He refused. He outright refused and said, I just want to make sure you were okay, Mr. Wayne. He even took me to my house, made sure I had my medication, and I just couldn't. I had to come here and thank you in person again, and I just wanted to ask Terry. Because I'm very adamant about these kind of things. I'm very adamant. If he would like to work for me as an assistant, just to help me during the day. I have gotten older. It happens to the best of us. And Mary's just like, oh, Terry, you have to accept. I don't want to put pressure on you. But Terry's just looking, and Bruce is, I love it. His expression changes for a second where Bruce is like, you're going to be the next Batman, motherfucker. And Terry's just like, shit. It's like, I'll happily take the job, Mr. Wayne. Thank you for the opportunity. And fucking Bruce stands up and he goes, thank you, Mr. McGinnis. Welcome to my world. And Terry's like, oh boy. And then we cut you. Oh, a fucking awesome moment. Man, we cut. You could have ended it there, but no, we cut, chat. And we're then in the bowels of Wayne Enterprises, chat, where apparently there is a cure. So there's a cure for the toxin, chat, being exposed to ample amounts of radiation therapy, chat. But you got to get it quick. Chat. And so apparently, radiation therapy. Thank you, Dark Side of the 5 Days. You're my bitch, Terry. Pretty much. You like green tights, Terry? He's the new Robin. Terry's lucky Bruce didn't get his hands on him when he was younger. You would have been a fucking Robin, no question. But we cut down the balls of Wayne Enterprises, and intense radiation therapy is given to Derek Powers. The black splotches are all gone and everything. All these doctors are wearing these radiation suits. They come up to him, they say, so the radiation therapy was successful, but, and he goes, Derek Powers is like, what do you mean, but? Well, tell me, what is it? What is it? There were some side effects. And he grabs and he's like, what kind of side effects? Well, as you know, Mr. Powers, the nerve toxin that was created, it has adverse side effects. We never created something like this before. It changes it over time. And so it's hard to anticipate certain things. And he goes, so what happened? You have some residual side effects. And he goes, well, what are they? He's like, well, it's just best to show you. And they turn they turn the lights back on, chat. And instantly you see Derek Powers just glowing. And he's just like, what the hell? And he goes to him. You're very reminiscent of Tim Burton's Batman, chat, where Jack Nicholson's like, Mirror! And he goes up there, chat, and you see him, chat. You can see his insides, his skeleton, chat. And he just starts... And he's been completely made translucent, chat. Glowing green, and you can see the black skeleton that lies within, chat. And no. He fucking isn't Derek Powers anymore, chat. His outside matches his inside, chat. That's what he fucking is. He's no longer human. He's a human. He's literally a human. He is glow stick. He is glow stick. But no, chat, he has become the character Blight. But he shall earn his name soon enough, chat. But yeah, it establishes him as one of Terry's Rogues Gallery, chat. Thank you so much for the 5 biddies. Oh, Jaybird, how's your day been? What's good, chat? Hey, Chris, did you get the email I just sent about Thursday? I'm sorry, I did not. I was super busy today, but I will. You know what? I saw it. I have not read it, though. I did see it, though. But thank you for sending it to me. I'll check it out soon. Osnick, the only way to beat him now is showing up his bomb because he's translucent. It's true. Just like that, Chad. Just like that. But yeah, Chad, hope you enjoyed my review for Batman Beyond, Episode 2, Rebirth Part 2, Chad. It was goddamn good. The series is so amazing, seriously. I'm so glad I'm reviewing this, chat. Very shway. Very shway indeed. But now, my friends, now, let's get to the video games. And thank you, guys.